A market energized, Trump's return sparked surge. The U.S. stock market roared back to life following Donald Trump's unexpected victory over incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris. The Dow Jones Industrial Average skyrocketed, gaining over 1,500 points. This dramatic surge was mirrored by other major indices. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite both recorded significant gains exceeding 2%. This bullish response signaled a resurgence of confidence in the U.S. economy under a Trump administration. The market's euphoric reaction was driven by the anticipation of Trump's pro-business policies. Investors and analysts alike predict that his administration will usher in an era of reduced regulations and substantial tax cuts. These measures are expected to boost corporate profits, fueling economic expansion. The speed and decisiveness of Trump's victory also played a key role in calming market jitters. The absence of a protracted legal battle or a contested outcome provided much-needed certainty for investors. This swift resolution allowed them to confidently re-engage with the market, driving up stock prices across the board. The market's enthusiastic embrace of Trump's victory underscores a strong belief in his ability to deliver economic growth and prosperity. Investor confidence soars. Tax cuts and deregulation fuel the rally. Investor optimism soared in the wake of Trump's election, propelling U.S. stock markets to new heights. The Dow Jones Industrial Average surged by an impressive 1,507 points. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite followed suit, registering gains of 2.5% and 2.95% respectively. This remarkable rally was a clear testament to the market's faith in Trump's pro-growth agenda. At the heart of this newfound optimism lay the expectation of significant tax cuts and a sweeping reduction in regulations. These anticipated policy shifts were particularly enticing to investors who saw them as a boon for corporate America. Lower taxes would translate into higher profits, while deregulation would unleash businesses from burdensome red tape. The decisive nature of Trump's victory further bolstered investor confidence. The swift resolution of the election eliminated uncertainty and encouraged immediate market participation. This decisiveness, coupled with the promise of business-friendly policies, created a fertile ground for a bull market to flourish. Sector snapshot: winners and losers in the Trump trade. The market rally sparked by Trump's victory impacted various sectors differently. Industrial, financial, and energy stocks emerged as clear winners, reaping the benefits of anticipated policy changes. Investors flocked to these sectors, anticipating a surge in growth driven by infrastructure spending, deregulation, and a renewed emphasis on domestic energy production. However, not all sectors enjoyed the same level of enthusiasm. Defensive sectors like utilities and consumer staples, typically favored during times of uncertainty, experienced a decline. Investors, emboldened by the prospect of economic expansion, shifted their focus towards growth-oriented sectors. Bitcoin, the world's leading cryptocurrency, also rode the wave of the Trump rally, reaching a new all-time high of over $76,000. This surge reflected a broader trend of investors seeking alternative investment avenues amidst economic uncertainty. Bank stocks also witnessed a significant rally, buoyed by expectations of higher interest rates and a loosening of financial regulations under a Trump administration. Section 4. Beyond U.S. borders, global markets react to the election outcome. The impact of Trump's election reverberated across global markets, eliciting a mixed bag of reactions. European stocks, grappling with their own set of economic challenges, showed signs of underperformance. The uncertainty surrounding Trump's stance on trade and his potential to ignite trade wars with key European partners weighed heavily on investor sentiment. Asian markets presented a more nuanced response. Some indices, encouraged by the prospect of increased U.S. economic activity and its positive spillover effects, registered gains. Others, however, faced declines, reflecting concerns about potential disruptions to global trade flows and the impact of Trump's protectionist policies. The U.S. dollar, perceived as a safe haven asset during times of global uncertainty, strengthened significantly following Trump's victory. This surge was fueled by expectations of pro-growth policies that would make the U.S. dollar more attractive to foreign investors. Treasury yields also rose, reflecting increased investor confidence in the U.S. economy and its ability to generate higher returns. Section 5, riding the Trump wave, 4 stocks poised for growth. While the market's overall response to Trump's victory was positive, certain stocks are particularly well-positioned to benefit from his policies. These companies operate in sectors expected to experience significant growth under a Trump administration, making them attractive investment opportunities for those seeking to capitalize on the Trump trade. Caterpillar Inc., as a leading manufacturer of construction and mining equipment, stands to gain from Trump's emphasis on infrastructure spending. Increased investment in roads, bridges, and other infrastructure projects would drive demand for Caterpillar's products, boosting its revenue and profitability. J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, as one of the largest financial institutions in the United States, is well positioned to benefit from deregulation and a rise in interest rates. Reduced regulatory burdens would lower operating costs, while higher interest rates would translate into increased earnings from lending activities. ExxonMobil Corporation, as a global energy giant, is expected to thrive under a Trump administration that prioritizes domestic energy production. Policies aimed at reducing reliance on foreign oil and promoting American energy independence would create a favorable environment for ExxonMobil's exploration and production activities. Lockheed Martin Corporation, as the world's largest defense contractor, is poised to benefit from Trump's focus on strengthening the U.S. military. Increased defense spending would translate into more contracts for Lockheed Martin, driving growth in its revenue and earnings. These 4 companies represent just a snapshot of the potential investment opportunities emerging in the wake of Trump's victory. By carefully analyzing the potential impact of his policies on different sectors and companies, investors can identify those best positioned to thrive in the Trump era. Section 6. Navigating uncertainty, challenges, and opportunities in the Trump era. While the market's initial euphoria following Trump's victory was undeniable, the road ahead is not without its challenges. Trade wars, a potential consequence of Trump's protectionist stance, could disrupt global trade flows and harm U.S. companies with significant international exposure. Rising inflation, fueled by a combination of tax cuts and increased government spending, could erode consumer purchasing power and dampen economic growth. Geopolitical uncertainties, a constant in the global landscape, could also impact market sentiment and create volatility. Despite these challenges, the Trump era also presents significant opportunities for investors. The prospect of tax cuts, deregulation, and infrastructure spending has the potential to unleash economic growth and boost corporate profits. By carefully assessing the risks and rewards, and by staying informed about policy changes and market trends, investors can navigate the uncertainty and position themselves for success in the years to come.